Hello, ladies and gentlemen, I'm TWK, and welcome to Season 2 of TWK Reviews, where I review whatever is on my mind. And today we're taking a look at WWF SmackDown. Just bring it! Before we get to that, gotta thank my Fletch Off patrons, Barbara Castaneda of Bobbit Reviews, and Ricky Relic of... I'm assuming he's digesting some sort of bacon-type product at this moment. Of course, before we get to the review proper, gotta let you know that my buddy Greg Haynes has a book out at Amazon.com called New World. Words, I can use them. New World. There we go. I'm keeping in. This is my 10th take. Keep screwing something up, but you know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna keep going. We're gonna roll the bunches. New World, Greg Haynes. There we go. It's on Amazon.com. Paperback and digital. There we go. I think we got everything. Maybe. If not, then fuck. Go to the review. As usual, we gotta start off with that gameplay, which is strange to go back to. The formula is essentially the same as modern WWE games, but a lot of the frills and gimmicks are understandably absent. The whole point of a standard match is to build up your momentum and gain a finisher, or SmackDown in this game's case, and hit it before your opponent does. The formula became known as Race to the Finisher by some friends and I due to the fast-paced nature of these matches. The pace is kept not only by the nature of the momentum system, but by the lack of selling by the wrestlers. Rarely does anyone stay down longer than a few seconds, which may disappoint those looking for a more simulated experience. Just to add all this quick chaos, Just Bring It's gimmick matches can also be criminally short if you know what you're doing. If nothing else, they can make for some super fun multiplayer moments. I will say, the fact that so many match types were carried over from the PS1 is a bit surprising due to the fact that WWE games generally scale back in features when they make a next-gen type of game. I guess this shows how much video game development can change over the years. One thing that hasn't changed is the star-studded nature of the roster with names like Chris Jericho, The Undertaker, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and of course, the biggest star in World Wrestling Federation history, Moppy! Who you can use as a weapon. While I wasn't a fan until the tail end of the Invasion storyline, I can see why people who were die-hard fans of WCW and ECW will be let down by the lack of Invasion stars in this game, or at least ones that weren't already under WWF contracts. On the presentation side of things, this game is a mixed bag to go back to, and no, I'm not just talking about the graphics, as those are expected to age. First off, some wrestlers literally teleport during their entrances. Some are missing their entrance gear, including Steve Austin of all people, and Taz sounds like he's having an orgasm while I'm using a weapon. Whoa! On the plus side, this game's OST is one of my absolute favorites of all time. That synth and bass is just so fucking good! The fact that I played this back to back with Final Fantasy X back in the day is really cemented my love for synth music. Well, that and Breath of Fire 3. In Saga Frontier. Man, those video game soundtracks rule! Do you know what doesn't rule? The way JBI's created wrestlers look. That's just good deities in the sky above. Why do they look like this? Just why? It doesn't matter how good anything else in this mode is when they look like this. Just kill them with fire and let's move on before they become self-aware, okay? Alright, now for the main event of this video, the story mode. For this review, I'm going with good old Ice Dagger Chili McFreeze. We start with Vinnie Mac offering us a chance to go for the tag straps. Because we're stunning Steve, we tell them, jackass, and we go on our merry way. We then get an in-game recreation of the Raw is War intro, and it's not too shabby. Following that, Albert makes his way to the ring with his not Uncle Cracker X Factor theme, boo by the way, to call out the WWF champion, The Undertaker. Instead, Austin interrupts, and at this point we can beat him up or cut a promo, and I decided to go with the latter option. It's here where the game really shows its age, because just try to make sense of all this, will ya? Yeah, I can't help but feel like a lot of the dialogue here was either poorly put together or just poorly translated. Like when we meet Vince McMahon in the parking lot later and we get this brilliant exchange. It makes no sense! So anyways, we'll have a match with Albert that night, and of course we win, which then sets us up for SmackDown! The show starts with a man who gave birth to the program's name, the Great One, the Brahmable, the People's Champ, Rock the Dwayne Johnson, aka Danhausen's greatest rival. Flex then takes his time to trash talk us and say that he's the one that deserves the shot at the WWF title. Well, we take extreme umbrage with that and claim to tell Mr. Maivia to shut his cake hole, and with that a match is made for the main event. We get the SmackDown intro, which, much like the Raw one, was pretty goddamn good. We then go to Mr. Hollywood, who's still in the ring, and allows us to choose the stipulation for our match, so I had to go with a street fight, which is basically a no DQ match where pinfalls only count inside the ring, so essentially a hardcore match, but worse. Regardless, we win, and now we're off to WrestleMania! Wow! To go one-on-one with The Undertaker, and to sell us on this epic rivalry that has had zero build-up, here's a random video package to do all the work for creative. If only we knew how foreboding this game was to real-life WWE. But before we get to the match itself, we need Taker to cut a promo in the ring at Mania. You know, because that happens all the time. You know what, I'm just gonna pretend this is Sunday Night Heat. Much like the last two promos, Taker is interrupted with the perpetrator being Vince McMahon, who makes himself the guest referee for the WWF title match, which is also now a last man standing match. And we also get this amusing scene backstage. I miss finding Easter eggs like this in wrestling games. So, here we go, the Ringmaster versus me, Mark Callis, for the WWF title in the main event of the Colossal Tussle. Okay, I might be going a bit too inside baseball for those last few references. Never mind that, because we kick Taker's ass from pillar to post, and a couple of stunners later, Vince counts him out, and the legendary streak ends at 8-1. Gotta say, not as legendary sounding as 21-1, but still a longer winning streak than most, I would say. And then the mode just sorta ends. You know what? No, we're not ending it there. We've got at least one more match. Give me anyone. We're not ending this on just 3 matches. But first, let's see Austin's title entrance, and wow, really? Belt around the waist? Holy hell, I'm starting to think this game is a little rushed. Okay, you know what, that's fine. Just bring out who's Rikishi. You know what, that's actually good. We get revenge for him running over Austin for the Rock, for the people. Well, here's a stunner for you, you whining, thong-wearing bitch. Now that we have a satisfying way to end the story mode, revenge with the title raised in the air. Of course, this mode was made to be played through multiple times, see all the different story paths, unlock a fuck ton of stuff. Like, seriously, look at this page. You're going to be playing this mode for a really long time. Some of my favorite unlockables, though, are the old PS1 SmackDown commercials due to just how over the top they are. You don't get these type of video games commercials as often as we used to. Anyways, that was WWF SmackDown, just bring it, and it's still a decent game to go back to. Not a must play for any wrestling fan, but due to it being the first SmackDown game I ever played, it's always going to hold a special place in my heart.
And that was the review. I'd like to thank my class would be patron, Casey Nicholas Moore, aka the Evil Reverend. Thank you so much for being a patron over on patreon.com/TWK Reviews. Go there if you want to join any of the people I've named today. Well, there's most of them. Most of them? What am I doing next? I don't know. Probably some sort of editorial, I would assume. Probably gonna do a few of those. Seems like the plan. Seems like something good, I would assume. Not sure why I'm saying words like that. I should probably stop before I start saying words even stranger.